All right, guys, we are live. We'll wait for some people to get in here. How you gentlemen doing?
Good, good. I'm happy to be
Doing
back. Popular demand.
Yeah, man. We're happy to have you back on, man. It's been a minute.
good to be here. Good to
Yeah,
be
thank
here.
you. I've been doing some teaching this summer, man. Busy summer so far.
Okay. Okay. Well, I just got the notification that the channel's live, so everybody else is starting to get some notifications start to flood in here. How was your weekend, Fat Man?
Actually, it was relaxing this weekend, man. We didn't do no cooking this weekend. Last weekend, we cooked for my one of my friend's son's birthday, his 19th birthday. We did a brisket. He requested a brisket, and
Okay.
she just purchased a Rectech. Well, of course, I helped with it, but yeah, it was fun. It's a learning lesson on that too. What's up?
Okay. So how did it turn out?
Turned out really good, man. Everybody enjoyed the brisket. It had a nice bark on it too. It was gorgeous, man. Gorgeous. I know exactly what temp I'm gonna do it on when I do it on my big smoker.
Okay. Okay. TJ, what did you smoke up this weekend?
Oh, I didn't cook yesterday. I did cook today. I took put two pork butts on with different seasons to try out. And I actually did my version of your chorizo sausage today, and I actually just got it off.
Did you get a
Just
good
a,
in?
I've seen the pictures.
what?
Those are beautiful.
Oh yeah, they came out phenomenal, and the wife's like, "This is the best sausage she's ever had." It's just nothing but flavor, nothing but
Yeah.
flavor.
You use the pepper jack?
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
good. Very good. Very good. Fantastic.
I
What's going
posted it
on,
on
Bart?
Instagram.
He said, did you sell out this weekend, Sean? I always sell out, man. I always sell out. We had a tiny bit of brisket left over today that I froze. That'll go in the beans next weekend. But other than that, um, yeah, we pretty much sold out every day. We had a good weekend. We had a solid weekend. And what I'm learning each and every weekend, TJ and Fat Man, is that like there's so many opportunities to impress new customers. Like there's always new customers walking in the door, and obviously you got to treat your returning customers right so they keep coming back. But there's so many new opportunities walking through the door that it gives me hope for the future that we can continue to grow and increase our business week after week. There's just so many opportunities.
Have a lot of return customers come back to you.
Oh yeah, yeah. We got our regulars. We kind of know this person comes back every week. This person's a every 2 weeks type of guy, and sometimes we got a guy who comes back Friday, Saturday, Sunday every day. We're there.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Dave,
What's that?
Dave.
Not Dave. Not Dave. He's been on a hiatus. We ain't seen him in a minute, man. I haven't seen him pretty much since the opening. To be honest, I haven't seen him all month really. He's been MIA.
Because he got all the work done, right?
Not almost. Trucking with Alex says, "Hey Sean, how you been? I went to your spot 2 weeks ago with my mother, my daughter, and my lady. Going to see you sometime this coming weekend. You showed me around the pit room. Oh yeah, I remember you, Alex. I remember you. Yeah, man, come through next weekend. Come through next weekend. We're rolling out some new stuff this upcoming weekend that I think you guys will like for sure. We got PRN Barbecue Co. in the house. What's going on, Paul? Hope you're doing well, brother. He said, gonna listen while doing some drawings and CAD on a semi new Santa Maria design.
Oh
Fantastic.
yeah, nice man.
CAD.
I,
It's
I,
CAD.
Cat, I'm dyslexic. Man, Paul, I've had some people admiring your work, man. I don't know. You might be getting a couple orders coming your way, man. We've had some people looking at the pit, really impressed. We'll see if they pull the trigger. And look who decided to show up.
Guess who's back?
Gentlemen, good evening. TJ, Fat Man, and Sean. Good evening, guys.
Evening.
Hello,
What's going
Greg.
on, man?
Man, it's nonstop, long days, long hours. I'm good. I'm happy to be here, though.
Yeah, man.
Awesome. Well, if you guys did not know, someone on the panel is famous, and it's not me. I'm like a small fish compared to this guy.
Yeah.
Someone on the panel is like world famous, renowned. He's on the news, slicing up brisket, doing these crazy big events. And we want to hear from the Brisket Daddy Barbecue, man. How was your weekend, man?
Man, guys, hey, thanks again, Sean, for inviting me on the show. I'm glad to be here. Sorry I'm late. Man, it's been a long, memorable week. A long, memorable week. I didn't know that I could actually work this long and this hard. But I've had 3 days where they were 4 a.m. Mornings, and I wasn't in bed until late. 4 to 12, basically. So this week was the Family Expo, Mega Family Expo, and I got a call from the coordinator and said, hey, we're going to go on the news and I want you to go with me. Bring some food. So being the brisket daddy that I am, you got to show up with brisket. So that's an extra 12-hour cook on the day before. So I cooked, all day Thursday. Yeah, to be ready for a Friday show, and then turned around and then cooked all day Friday for a Saturday service. And I'm worn out. I'm worn out. And then today, I sold again today after worship service. Yesterday wasn't so well. This event planner is not so much a liar, but there's other factors that we need to talk about
Well,
where you're placed, how you're promoted, and there's a lot of factors that we need to discuss.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and put you on, Greg. We're gonna go ahead and put you on, my friend, because I ain't never been on the news, but I know somebody who has. Hold on, we gonna play this one, or we gotta play this one, right? Where's the audio?
This guy, yeah, man. So I as you get the audio working on that, if that plays, I took out the backyard smoker that I haven't cooked on in months, and that's the Oklahoma Joe, yeah. Mm-hmm. Same as what TJ and Sean have, just kind of like different brands, right? And just did one brisket on that, and it was kind of textbook. I wrapped it, when I felt I had the bark that I wanted to have, and then I took it off when it was probe tender 203, and what's the last one I'm missing? Probe tender and 203,
and jiggly.
And jiggly, yeah, it was just right. Matter of fact,
The jiggle.
The jiggle. Matter of fact, hey, if you all signed up for this membership, I'm gonna sell this membership again, because staying on with my man Sean, I mean, hey, you need some advice during the cook, he picked up, and I said, hey man, I got shopping to do and I got to be at work in like a couple of hours. And we were just talking about where I was in my cook process. And he's like, now is not the time that you leave. You are at your most critical point of your cook. And, because earlier in our cooks, we can get away with leaving for a little bit as long as we understand how we get, to keep our fire going. We know 45 minutes, 30 minutes, you got to run to the store for 15, 20, 30. We got 12 hours. We need to be as resourceful as possible.
Right.
But I say within those last 4 hours, right? 3 hours, you got to be there. It's really, you really got to be a father at that point.
Oh yeah, definitely got to babysit that brisket.
Yeah, you definitely got to babysit the brisket. I was definitely became a brisket daddy at that point, because I was like, man, I gotta bring these little things into the world.
So you were on Channel 13,
Channel 13
in Sacramento.
Yeah.
They were promoting obviously the Mega Expo event that you were serving at. how big of a turnout was the event? Did it turn out to be a good deal for you? Did you make some money? Was it a good event? Did the news segment that you were on, did it allow you to kind of grow your business? Do you feel like you got a good increase at the event, and do you feel like you're gonna have some repeat customers who saw you on the news that it's gonna benefit your business, or what? Tell us about
Yeah,
it.
for sure. On the last one, I believe that there will be a repeat. When I was getting online and listening on YouTube on the way here, you guys were just talking about the customer base and having those repeat customers. I had a guy that's been following me for a couple weeks show up, and he said, "I seen you on the news, and I just had to come out again and get some more of your food to make sure it was the same." And Steve was his name, and greeted him, got a chance to talk with him. He left. I came back an hour later and realized, he said, "You're not going to be up for a whole month of July." I remembered. So I went 2 racks of ribs and 8 dino bones.
Wow.
He wanted all the dino bones that I had and 2 racks of ribs, because he's like, I'm going to have cravings and I need to make sure that I'm settled. So it was an amazing experience. She was looking for 500. I think she had about 6 or 7. Everybody was
100 people.
600 people.
Okay.
Yep, she collected tickets. She knew she was well over her 500 count. My placement at the event wasn't the best. I was inside where the vendor booths were located, in the second building. First building was main stage, where there were dance performances and vendor booths. In between the 2 buildings was a snack bar where she was selling her hot dogs and nachos. And then in the other building, where most of the vendors were, is where I was, because I was next to the commercial kitchen, the biggest commercial kitchen that I've ever seen and had the pleasure of working in. So I did not work off of my trailer. Actually, on the trailer, I bolted down my fryer. So this week I introduced my fried chicken wings, and did fried chicken wings and French fries right off the trailer, and then brought those inside for service, and then did the ribs and the brisket plates, brisket sandwiches, and brisket fries. So in order to use a griddle like I normally do to toast my buns, I brought in a camping skillet, griddle you would lay on your stovetop, and I put that on 2 eyes of the commercial kitchen stove. I used the oven to keep my baked beans and macaroni and cheese at temperature. It was like, if I had owned this restaurant, I feel like I could definitely run a restaurant and a business for sure. Like it was just, I had, 3 9-foot tables in the back, 3 9-foot tables in the front. Back behind us, they had large fryers to where you could fry whole pigs in. They had 4 bins of those.
Wow.
Yeah, it was, and then I brought my food warmer in. It just felt like I belong in this kitchen, or in a kitchen, running a restaurant. I was just short of just having tables.
So from what it sounds like, that commercial kitchen's slightly smaller than mine, right?
You're right. Yeah. Yeah, slightly smaller. Just so functional. I just enjoyed it when everybody left. Just enjoyed my team. We cleaned up, but it really enjoyed going back. The most funnest part of my business is doing dishes and cleaning up, because when I'm able to do dishes and when I'm able to clean up is when I know that I had a successful event.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
and everything went well. And I realized that last month, doing my dishes is the most rewarding part so far of my business, because I know that there's going to be more growth. But as far as being on the news, there were people that were there. They did say that they came and see me on TV and they wanted to try it. No joke. Customers were crying. This lady was crying, saying that she hasn't had barbecue like this since her father passed. There's no good barbecue in Sacramento. Another gentleman, this is some of the best barbecue I've ever had. I've traveled all around the States. This response is just amazing. And then I stopped at a local barbecue spot on the way home, and I know the owner. Went by to go ask for a sample of brisket, and it was like, nope, this is not it. So everybody wants for me to have a restaurant. I'm feeling that need to want to. I have somebody looking for, a hole in the wall, something. The rent is too high.
Hold on, Greg. We're not gonna let you do that. We're not gonna let you do that.
Yeah, I don't want to. You need.
Hold on.
I need to get on the next coaching level so you can talk me out of that.
Hold on. The Fat Man. I'm gonna let you go, Fat Man. I'm gonna let you ask your question. But go ahead.
So, Greg, what was your biggest takeaway from this event, and what would you do different next time?
Oh man, yeah. I didn't make a profit this week. I had a lot of labor because I had some new people on this week to get ready for some events that I have on the books, and but I still wanted to keep the youngins involved because they're willing and they're learning, and I know I'm going to need a team. I can't do this without them.
Absolutely.
And then the attendees were more budget conscious. So I just didn't have as many. I didn't have as much sales as I had that I thought I had. Again, 6 slabs of ribs and 2 briskets remaining from my cook.
So you had your first outing where you lost money.
I had my first outing where I covered my food costs and was able to pay my staff,
but no profit. And this is with chicken wings that aren't on the menu and lemonades. Yeah.
Iced tea, lemonade.
That's a good experience, though.
It is a great experience.
You need that to bring you back down to earth.
I realized like my 13-hour days were my 13-hour days. Like those aren't. I didn't make any money on those 13-hour days.
Yeah,
but the experience is definitely key though for that.
Experience is definitely key. Mm-hmm. I could have set up in the courtyard, which would have been right where everybody was entering. It was just so hot, and I didn't want my staff to have to sit at the table out front waiting for customers to come to us. So being inside and then being right next to the kitchen was just, I took the opportunity. I took the opportunity. I was able to load in the day before, which was I would say it was the most calmest Saturday I've ever had, because 90% of my stuff was already at the facility. All I was just bringing were my proteins, or actually just the briskets at that point, because everything else was made at the commercial kitchen the day before. So I was able to get that over to their commercial kitchen on that Friday.
Zoomies, what you got, man? What you want to ask Greg?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I got some comments, but I'll let you go first.
Well, I may abstain on the restaurant.
Yeah, I know. It's just
statement.
I know.
You gonna plead the fifth?
So
I'm not
gonna plead. I'm not. Yeah, well, he's gonna plead the fifth. So a good thing always with these that I would think is, I know it was hot, but being in the courtyard where it's the main entrance, the foot traffic. So go invest in that swamp cooler like I have, maybe, because that makes it much more comfortable. But we all know it's the foot traffic that's going to get you. And if they're walking past multiple other avenues, first and foremost, because if it's an event situation, they want to eat and get back into whatever's going on.
Right.
Unfortunately, you have to be right in there.
That is so true. Yeah, because you know what? Thinking about it, they walked right into the courtyard, right past the snow cone machine guy in the bounce house. Mm-hmm. And then they walked into the building, and you hear all the commotion coming from the right. That's where the main stage was. So they go over there. Everybody went over there. It's those few who then decide, let's go over to the other side to see what's there. If it wasn't for me putting on my hat and running around, I think I sampled 6 sandwiches. Like I cut sandwiches into 6 or 4 bites, and I was taking samples of ribs and sandwiches around. I walked around with the dino rib for a while. If it wasn't for me doing that, it would have been really bad.
Positioning is so key at those events. So key. Mm-hmm. That's something you learn. You got to get with the coordinator and figure out where you're going to be. And if you don't like that spot, you got to say, hey, you got to put me somewhere else. One of my first pop-up events at kind of like a farmer's market type deal, I was bringing the tent out, 3 or 4 tables out, my smoker, wood, right, to smoke it. And she had me on a hill. It was on a hill, like on an incline. So smoker's like tilted, my tables with my big old Vivora warmer tilted, grease dripping everywhere.
Yeah.
It was just a mess, man. Just a mess. So yeah, positioning.
Are you doing anything like have a small smoker or something and put that do that pellet tube, the smoke tube or whatever, and have that going? If that smell's going on,
Yep. So
that's gonna drag. That's gonna drive people.
Yeah, I brought the smoker with me.
I'm sorry, the event was indoors or outdoors?
Oh, the event was indoors.
That's what I thought. I thought it was indoors.
Yeah, the event was indoors.
But he had a courtyard to go
to it. I should have put the smoker in the courtyard. I could have done that for sure. I just couldn't get the trailer. The original plan was to put the trailer in the courtyard, but the facility lost the key to the lock, so they couldn't lift up the gate for me to get in.
Oh,
and
that's
then
when you have a cordless grinder with you.
Yeah, I offered that.
You cut that lock off.
I said, hey, I forgot it, but I can have my father bring it with him because he was still doing the ribs. I got up that morning at 4:30 and put the ribs on, and so my father could come and finish them, so we can have fresh ribs ready by 11 o'clock. And so they didn't want me to cut the lock though, TJ.
Let me get into some of these comments real quick.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna grab a charger too.
Let's see. Robert was talking about how he was using an offset this weekend when he's used to using a Traeger, and how much of a difference in smoke flavor it is. Yeah, no, absolutely, 100%. You're gonna have a much smokier flavor. We got Trucking with Alex says, I've been dreaming about Kirby's barbecue.
Yep.
Yeah, man, come get you some. PRN Barbecue Ghost said, I've been in the no profit many times, but I always have my cup full. We just hit hard the next go around. Even though you made no profit, think dividends. Yeah, man.
Yeah. He got his name out there, and he was on the news.
Sure. Yeah.
Right, on the news.
Made the news.
Exposure.
Got to cut a brisket on live TV.
Robert's out there in Sacramento.
Oh, yeah.
Brisket Daddy, you're a few minutes away from Mac Road. I'm there the next time you're open. There you go.
Yep,
Which
definitely.
We're going to get to in a minute because I got a question. Your average logical thinker, what's going on? Good evening.
Yes, yes.
Everybody smash that like button. It helps.
Yes, matter of fact, let me go do that right now.
Yeah, me too.
I just did.
Smash that like button and leave us a super chat, man. Support the channel. Support.
Yeah, on that thing with Robert mentioning, like with the Traeger going to the what was it, the green, what he went to, the Weber smoker. I noticed a big difference even with the pellet smoker going to the stick burner. It's just a richer, nicer bark and flavor. It really is. You just can't compare it to the stick burner.
Yeah, your average logical thinker, your bae made the news. That's right. Your bae thing made the news. You're gonna have to go look at his Instagram. You go see him cheesing on live TV. That's right.
That Gilly had the Gilly on too.
Uncle B.
Hey, how much? Hey, Greg, how much brisket? I'm sorry. Hey, how much of that brisket that News Anchor ate of yours? It looked good when you sliced it on TV, man.
Yeah, man. He actually came back when the session was over and he killed it. Yeah. I ended up just about leaving all that brisket there for them. I wasn't planning on it because I was trying to serve some others, but yeah, the crew came out and they were tearing it up.
Nice.
So yeah. I got a couple questions, Greg. I don't want to put you in a weird position live, but I got a couple questions. I got to do some investigative work.
I know you do. I already know where you're coming at me. This guy right here.
You got to do some detective work. You got to do some investigative work. I might as well change my name to lead investigator because Greg's a mystery, bro. Greg's a mystery. So
no, it's what personality did you talk to today?
Yeah, that's exactly what my old friend said. Which Greg do I have today?
Greg's talking about last week about how, man, this is too much work. I don't think I'm gonna do this. I'm definitely not opening a restaurant. I think I'm done. This is my last
Hey,
event for the season.
I haven't been in the kitchen like that before, though. That was just a
And
little
then-
bit.
I'm about to buy 1,000-gallon smoker.
Yeah,
Right.
calls me up talking about, oh, I'm cooking at the California State Fair, and I talked to Paul, and you know he's got a quote for this smoker for me.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna buy this smoker this week. Man, what is going on, Greg? Please
Yo.
tell us what is going on. Are you buying a smoker from PRN Barbecue Co? Are you doing the California State Fair? Are you opening a restaurant, or are you quitting? I gotta know what's going on.
Man,
You bought that
you
new
know,
warmer?
I'm just
Yeah,
letting God
yeah,
use me.
$15
I'm just letting God
warmer.
use me however He wants to use me. I'm trying to say no, but He's telling me to push. Everybody is telling me to push. Everybody is like, yo, don't give up. Like, your food is awesome. Your service is great. Like, you're going to have a restaurant. Like, no, you're going to have a restaurant. So people are speaking it on me. And so, I just need to be patient. But yes, as far as looking at the PRM smoker, we looked at that. So I have a gentleman that came to my pop-up, loved the idea. He started doing barbecue out of his home. He's selling barbecue out of his home, and he's doing it through Facebook Marketplace. So he's actively selling plates. So last Sunday, someone invited me to go to his house. So I went to his home, sat down and ate with them. His food was amazing. It was good. Great brisket. Love the beans. Solid ribs. I changed my recipe a little bit because of that, and we'll talk about that in just a second. He presented an opportunity to me. He said, hey, I'm in with the people at the Cal Expo. If you're interested, you have your permit. I can get you in as a food vendor on the grand opening day of the barbecue cook-off rib challenge. We can do the rib contest or we can sell. So we chose to do the rib cook-off and to sell. So we paid our $500 entry fee, and I rented a 1,000-gallon smoker, the same one that I used a couple weeks ago. And we are going to team up together, and we are going to take on the California State Fair on July 12th.
Oh,
So I'm gonna get to some of his comments, and then we're gonna address that, right?
Yes.
So Robert said July 11th, California State Fair rib cook-off. I'm there, so he will be there in the building.
Yep, that's when the next pop-up.
Brandon said, "Keep killing it, Greg."
Thank you,
Maurice
Brandon.
Barbie said, "My man is going through the motions."
that's true.
Yeah, man. Yes. PRA Barbecue Co. Greg, I'll share with you what another friend shared with me. You are transcending, my friend. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Paul. Yeah, and we won. If we buy a smoker, we were thinking about again, me and this gentleman teaming up to get at least a 500 because we feel like a 250 is going to So Paul, can you already got my email, Paul? Can you send me the quote for the 500, please? I need it with some love too, please.
I need to get me a referral link. That's right. I need to get me a PRN Barbecue Co. referral link. Paul, let me know how we can set that up. I need me a referral link.
Absolutely.
For real. We about to send some orders, Paul.
Yeah. My guy Quinn, he loved like the look, he loved the design. He was like, if we do it though, let's just spend a little extra money and get the 500 because he has an insulated vertical smoker, gravity fed, and it's a really good cooker. I mean, it's functional, not as much smoke as you would get from a wood fire.
Yeah, man.
What's going on? What's going on, Zoomies? What's going on, TJ?
I'm waiting for it.
Travis R says, I feel like Brisket Daddy been capping for a while, but I've been quiet. Hey, he's not capping no more. He on the news, man.
Right.
He might have been capping before, but now he on the news.
Yeah.
What can you say?
It's real now.
It's official. Yeah, you go look at the brisket. You go look at the brisket and you tell me what you think. That's
my response.
And then the guy physically said, "I'm from Texas, and where brisket is king. This is worthy."
Look, man,
out of the babe's mouth.
Travis, I'm gonna be honest with you, Travis. I ain't never talked to you before. I don't think. I may have. If I have, I apologize. But Travis, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I be thinking Greg's capping all the time, dude. All the time. But my man pops up on the news and it's like, what can you say?
Yeah.
What can you say? I mean, it is what it is.
What it is.
Your average logical thinker says, look at Brisket Poppy collaborating and networking.
Speaking of, there's a young lady. I'm not for sure if she's commented just yet. She actually watches your show. She's a competition barbecue, and she's supposed to be coming on tonight. Let me get online and see if she's gotten to the comments just yet.
Okay.
And yeah, she watches your show regularly, and was like, she's seen me on the show, and she was like, oh my God, there's somebody in like we're right next to each other here in Sacramento. So yeah, you got viewerships more than just me in Sacramento watching you, man.
Very cool.
So yeah,
There's a
you're
few people
worldwide.
in
I'm trying to
Sacramento.
get to your level. I'm on the news, but you worldwide, my guy.
I'm just a normal guy.
That's
Just a
what's up.
normal guy. PRA barbecue. Laughing. Yeah, man. I need an affiliate link. Oh, let me tell you something.
Yeah, for sure.
My goal is by the end of this year to send at least 3 orders your way. You know what I'm saying? At least 3 orders.
That'd be fire if I was the first one, though.
I need me an affiliate link.
I just need me a quote for a 500.
William Brock said, "Get 2 500s, Greg."
That's William for you, though, because that's William is like, bro, don't stop, go harder.
Yeah, William said,
Sure.
"Get 2 500s, bro."
Too.
That's a true fact.
If Paul can do a BOGO for sure.
A buy one get one. Get out of here. He ain't getting you a free smoker. Get out of here. You bugging. If he gets you a free smoker before he gets me an affiliate link, we got a problem. I need my referral bonus. or better yet, give me store credit on my next smoker. How about that?
That'll work. He'll do that. He's good for that.
Store credit on the next one.
Get that 1,000-gallon, right?
Yeah, well, my smoke shack ain't fitting 1,000 gallon. I have to get another 250 or maybe a 500. Maybe.
Nah, you get that 500 and then take that 250 and turn it to a trailer.
For sure.
Yeah.
Or sell it to me. I'll give you.
No,
Nah.
you already have 2,000s by then.
Yeah. You gonna nah. I'm gonna bring Brandon up. I got a couple comments to read, but what's going on, Brandon? How are you?
Good, man. Thanks for having me.
How you
For sure.
doing?
We got a full panel tonight.
We do. This is awesome.
Question:
Yeah, it's pretty full in here.
Are you gonna make it 5 bald guys? What you got
could.
under the hat?
Yeah.
Oh!
Fireball guy.
All
That's funny.
guys in barbecue. That's what I'm talking about. Robert said, Greg, who in Sacramento area builds smokers? We don't know, Robert. We don't know. We only buy smokers from one man. His name is Brookshire, Texas. If you got the will and the skill, but not the dollar bill, go see my man. We're gonna get you taken care of. All right.
That's a plug.
Right.
I told
Already.
you,
See?
I'm fighting for that affiliate link. Trucking with Alex says he getting 1,000 gallon smoker next week. Never know with this guy.
I didn't say it.
That's pretty funny.
Hey, I can't go out there with the little old country picos trying to serve at the state fair. Like I can't do that. I gotta have some firepower.
That's right. You gotta make appearance.
Yep.
I hear you. I don't know what kind of deal you working out though. Getting a smoker in 12 days to California. That's some wild shit right there.
Ooh. We'll see. Hey, we got a guest on the show. Let's find out what he does. What's up?
Deflecting.
Who is this gentleman? I don't know him just yet.
Introduce yourself, Brandon.
Brandon.
Yeah. So I reached out to Sean recently as a YouTube member before he raised the mentor level membership. Looking to maybe do some pop-ups here, and I just happen to live 10 minutes from him. So I got to get out and see the place this week and spend some time with him and do some prep work and learn a little bit from him and spent the day doing service today. So just thankful for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Wasn't hot in the kitchen, was it?
Well, yeah, part of that was my fault actually. So hopefully we didn't cost him too much in propane today by not turning off the oven early.
My man took the rolls out the oven and never turned the oven off. It's like what, 3 o'clock? Like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Ooh.
I'm like, damn, it's hot in here. Why is it so
Yeah.
hot in here? I look over at the oven. Oven been at 300 degrees since 10 a.m. this morning.
Ooh.
And whose fault is that? That's Sean's fault.
Oh, yeah, it's always my fault. It's always my fault.
Did you give him the
Whatever.
instructions to turn the oven off?
What?
I said, did you give him the instructions to turn the oven off?
Look. If you pull the rolls at the oven, you got to turn the oven off.
Yeah, it should have been implied. I agree.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Not
in that kitchen.
I'm gonna let the panel ask you questions. You know, I've been talking to you all week, man.
So
They're probably gonna dig for some dirt since you spent the week from me. They're probably gonna be talking some shit.
Yeah, I was just gonna see if he worked you like a dog or not, because I worked like a dog.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
worked
was
myself
cleaning
tired.
bathrooms,
I worked myself
cleaning the
tired.
bathroom every morning, and no, I mean he was good to me. I didn't do anything unexpected, and really learned a lot. And just, I mean, I have zero kitchen experience, so I have a 150-gallon smoker in my backyard, and
Okay.
been trying to do a little bit here and there, and it's just been little stuff for family and friends, and trying to expand. So kitchen knowledge was good, and just tried not to mess anything up, and
Yep.
and pay attention.
So what was your
He's a good teacher.
biggest? Yeah, what was your big what you learned that you didn't learn before? What's that? What was that experience?
What was basically what was an eye
Seasoning
opener?
brisket was kind of my biggest thing. I definitely under-seasoned my brisket a lot more than I thought I do. Trimming was a big thing too, obviously. Learned how to trim a little bit more correctly, I guess, and a little bit more routine. So just some of that, and then the side experience. I've never really made sides or done anything outside of just kind of cooking protein. So just all the little extras that comes with that.
That's awesome.
Did you
Nice.
try the cutting board?
No, I did not. I didn't want to overstep or jump in, but
Uh,
Yeah, no,
it's
Brandon
definitely
was,
that's the biggest nerve-wracking thing right there, because that's your
Yeah.
final thing.
yeah, I
Yeah,
would have
no.
been afraid to screw anything up.
Did you touch the smoker?
Yeah, no, I was able to. I was check temps a couple times for him, and that smoker's pretty impressive. I actually reached out to Paul, even though I have 150 gallon, just to see a quote, and because I mean, eventually it would be amazing to get something that efficient.
Yeah.
yeah, and I know one of the things Batman asked me before the show was how I was liking it and how it was running. Dude, it's running like a dream, man. It's running smooth. The insulated firebox is keeping temperatures very consistent. And Brandon saw, like, I really didn't use that much firewood, especially on a day where I'm not cooking a 12-hour brisket like today. There's no brisket going on for tomorrow. So ribs, sausage, and turkey. I mean, 4-hour cook. I maybe added, I don't know, 1 or 2 logs outside of the initial startup. And it was running hot all day, and we even let it run afterwards, just kind of blowing smoke to kind of draw some people in. So yeah, no, it's running great. It's the real deal. It's a good product, and I'm enjoying it for sure. For sure. So Brandon, what else did you take away from being up there? Like, what did you think of kind of customer interactions and things like that?
I mean, I'm really impressed by what you got going on, and expect to see you kind of blow up here once you get more exposure, like we talked about. I mean, the proteins and all the food speak for themselves, but even the customers we saw today, I mean, the way we were able to interact with that one couple and get a little bit of a end of the day sale, and I mean, everyone was impressed out all day long with the food. So
Yeah, man, we had a good weekend. We had a good time. Good amount of returning customers. Great amount of new customers, and I think the food looked good all weekend. And I'm super impressed with how everything went. Super happy. Can't wait for next weekend. Can't wait for next weekend at all. Tailgate 360 LLC says, "What's your plans for the 4th coming up?" Just sell a lot of brisket, man. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy.
Are you open on Friday, normal hours?
Yes, sir. Yep.
That holiday
Did you
doesn't
tell him?
affect that.
What was that, TJ?
I was gonna-
I said that holiday's not going to affect that opening.
Yeah, no. We'll be open. I have a funny feeling that we will be out of food around 2:00 though.
So you're not cooking extra for the 4th?
Probably not, man. Probably not. I might do a little bit extra. We'll see. I might pick something up in the store. Maybe do something a little bit different in addition to what I'm already doing, but we'll see. We'll see. It depends on how I'm feeling. I mean, a couple things to keep in mind with that. Number one, I do want to enjoy my 4th of July evening. So the quicker we sell out, the better. But also, TJ shaking his head, but also, sometimes you just don't know with holidays. Sometimes you think the
Right.
holiday's going to be super busy and you're like, man, I'm going to make a bunch of extra food. And then it's not. It's the opposite. A lot of people barbecue for 4th of July. So
They do their own things.
exactly. So there may be a lot of people firing up their own smokers, and you just never know. So this being our first 4th of July there, it will be a good test. Every holiday is a good kind of benchmark for us, because something that I learned a long time ago in the restaurant business is we have a calendar, and we write down our sales for the day in the calendar so that we can go back and look from the previous year to see what we did on that day that last year. And especially if it was a holiday, to know if, hey, should we prep up and make more food for 4th of July this year, or was it dead and maybe we should make less food? So this is certainly a testing out period. I may do something else, like, I might go, somebody put in the chat, chicken. Yeah, man, I might go buy a case of chicken wings or something like that, something extra where you can make some extra money on and have some extra food, but not incur a huge financial burden like it would be ordering a whole nother case of brisket, something like that.
Right. And
Pork
to
steak.
piggyback off of what Sean was talking about was also note extreme weather events too, especially on holidays and things. Like you had a month or so ago, you had that extreme rain and flooding out there, or if a holiday is like it's super hot or rainy, note those in those, because I used to work in the restaurant industry a long time ago as well, and you always backtracked. This time last year, what did we do in sales, whether it's a holiday or not? So you want to, that's another thing with Greg, like for these events, like note all those things. Note what was the turnout that was supposed to be. Note the turnout it was. Note your location that caused you to have less sales because you weren't in the walkway. Note all those things because that's just data that you're going to be able to use later on to establish make better choices or plan better. You may, more food or less food, basically.
How do you address, like, for this event, the coordinator wanted $500 for food vendors. The slushy guy really wasn't happy with that because he did not do well. He just didn't get the volume that he needed to get to cover his vendor booth. We were talking, he thought 500 was pretty high for that type of event. I mean, I'm paying $500 to be in a rib contest near the state fair, and there's 75,000 people on grand opening weekend, right? So that's reasonable. I would think like this type of event would be like maybe $100 or something, 150 tops. But then
what was the
go ahead.
What was the expected outcome? You're talking about the one that just happened?
Yes.
So what was the expected turnout?
500.
And how many times have they done this event?
Yeah, this is the first time since COVID.
Yeah, so that's excessive.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
be like, what's my guarantee on what are you going to guarantee me? That 500 is a lot to put out
There is no.
Right.
Yeah,
up
I'm
front.
glad you
There's no
said that.
guarantee.
And I'm glad you said that because that's my exact question. How do you tell your event coordinator like what's my guarantee? I mean, how do I pay $500 for an event and then tell you have to meet a guarantee? How do you communicate that? How does that work?
There is no guarantees on
Right.
those. None.
Yeah,
you have
they will-
to
It's a gamble.
decide. You have to decide for your business if you feel like it's going to be a good idea to do it,
That's
because
it.
you don't have to say yes to everything, right? That's what I try. That's what I try to tell them. Is you do not have to say yes to everything. Sometimes you got to say no, man. Sometimes you got to say no. Like I'm sure there's people who have tried to lowball Paul for PRM, be like, "Hey, I'll give you this
Oh,
much,"
absolutely.
and he's got to say no, man. You know, you sometimes you just got to be like, "No, I'm good. I'm good,"
You're
because
gambling.
with how much you pay at that event, and yes, it was worth it for you this time because of the news and the publicity and stuff. It was worth it for you not to make a profit. But say it was just an event where you were getting no press coverage whatsoever, you would have probably made more money profit at your pop-up spot.
That's what I was thinking. I talked that through and I was like, I would have done better just on a
So
corner.
sometimes you just got to say no. It's an individual business decision. You know, there was events going on in Houston this year that I wanted to sign up for, but one of the events, they wanted like $5,000. I was like, I'm not doing that. It's not going to happen.
So, Greg, so you're doing this, the cook-off, the real cook-off. What do you sell it to get your money back for that investment that you put into that?
Everything on the menu, the ribs, the brisket fries, brisket sandwiches, red velvet cake, peach cobbler, smoked ice cream, and lemonades.
So, okay, so you're not just doing a cook-off, you're also selling. Okay, all right.
Yeah, yeah. The cook-off was $250. The selling was $250, but you had to enter into one of the cook-offs. There's a People's Choice cook-off where they give you 12 slabs of ribs, and then the other cook-off is the official. I forget the name of the organization that's managing that, but you only present 6 of your best bones.
Okay.
They're providing the protein for those cook-offs.
For
that's a good question.
For the People's Choice, they're providing the ribs. For the 6 bones, I don't believe that they're not providing the ribs for that. No, we don't have to do 6 bones. So you cook you a few slabs and pick out your best bone. However you do a rib contest. I'm not focusing on the rib contest as much as my partner is going to be focusing on the rib contest. I'm focusing on the 30 briskets that I'm going to be cooking.
Ooh.
If that's the right number that I should be cooking.
Ooh.
But nobody else is selling brisket.
We'll talk.
Yeah, I want to be part of that conversation. Wow.
So we literally went from taking July as a break. I was no pop-ups July, and now I'm planning to do 30 briskets at the state
I
fair.
mean, yeah, come on. You were just talking about it 2 lives ago. I think I'm gonna have to take the rest of this month off. Next month off.
So
the rest
like,
of the month, he was talking about the rest of the year.
I was trying to be.
Well, technically the summer. He was saying the summer, but I mean, on.
So like, why be afraid of the state fair? Like, why go get my event license and then get an event, which is the event of all the events, and then say, "Oh, I'm not ready." Well, let me do it and find out I'm not ready. Versus like go all this time and be like, man, I wish I coulda, shoulda, woulda.
I feel you, brother.
You gotta get your branding stuff together too for your booth and everything.
I know
too,
that's what I'm like stressing me out because I have no state fair. The bigger the better, right?
Yes, sir.
So do I got to go drop $1,600 on a printed Brisket Daddy tent?
1,600.
We know you're going to.
Right.
Those exhibit display tents, like where they do all the printing full custom. That's why I didn't pull the trigger last week on buying a tent for this week. Because she said she didn't call the health department because she didn't have more than 5 food vendors. So and I was working inside the kitchen, so there was no need for me to have a tent to be working in. So, yeah, I got to figure out what I'm gonna do about some branding for sure.
I mean, the whole thing is about what you're wanting to put into it. Again, you don't, watch how much food you do. Yeah, 7,500 people or whatever it is. It's a state
1,000.
fair, but 75,000 again. Plan for selling to 1,000 or 1,500, if that. I mean, if it sells like that, word's going to get out. Sold out. Should have gotten here sooner. Made your money. Because this last one, you barely broke even.
Right.
Also, look at the logistics. Like, where are they putting you in there? Where are they putting you in there? I mean, this is your business. I mean, they're not going to cover you going, hey, we're going to guarantee you're going to make this much money.
Yeah.
It's a crapshoot.
It's a crapshoot. Yeah.
I mean,
It's a state fair too, right?
I'm sorry.
So it's a state fair. So
Yeah, the California State Fair.
yeah, you can't try to sell out. You got to keep going with that because you got so many people going. Yeah, you got to have that. Like,
Well, it depends. It depends.
no.
So I know Zoomies is like, yeah, sell out. But I'll tell you one thing, and this, Houston's a little bit different. It's a little bit different of a deal, right? We in the big city, right? But the Houston Rodeo and Livestock Show, if you're going to be a vendor there, a barbecue vendor there, basically the rodeo is a 3-week deal. Okay, you have to be open every day for 3 weeks straight. And you cannot sell out. You have to have food from the time that they open, to the time that they close. It's a requirement. It's mandatory if you're going to be a food vendor there. So you got to check and see what California State Fair is doing, but it's a real serious deal.
Yeah.
At least here. But it is a different event. Like you're doing State Fair. I don't know exactly how they do it and how much they take it seriously. But I know at least for the Houston Livestock and Rodeo Show, like they're not playing around. Like
Minnesota State Fair don't play around either. They want you to keep having your food available for all their patrons because they want some of their profit too. Are you profit sharing with the State Fair too? What you selling?
Yeah.
Are they getting a cut?
Right.
No,
it's just check, bro.
I will double check, but from my understanding, it's just day 2 of the State Fair. It's the barbecue cook-off, barbecue weekend, and that's the day of the cook-off. So there's a barbecue row. I would imagine. I think there's 6 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, as of now, there's 9 teams because the lady that I met, she actually signed up. I think it's Big Boss Barbecue, the one who watches your show. She works solo actually, and she was showing me her work. Some great ribs, by the way. Hopefully she gets on and is able to comment or even join the show because I told her to come on and get her the link. But she said, yeah, nine teams so far in the rib cook-off, and as of now, I believe there's 5 or 6 of those vendors are selling.
Okay. Let me catch up on some comments here.
Yep, we'll do that.
Trucking with Alex said, Sean, what is a good size smoker to start with, and do they make them on wheels? Depending on who you're buying a smoker with, if it's a custom builder, they will definitely allow you to add on wheels for extra charge. But a good smoker to start with, it kind of depends on your goal. Like if you're just trying to cook in the backyard, or if you're trying to sell it, and your budget too. Like some guys, they want a nice custom smoker for the backyard. They want something really nice and durable. And then the other guys are like, just tell me the cheapest way to get something that'll work, right? So like my first smoker was the Old Country Pecos. It's a $500-$600 smoker I got at Academy. It worked great for the time that I used it, but it was time to upgrade to something a little bit more professional as I'm doing the restaurant. It just all depends on exactly what you want to do. There's tons of smokers, but when you come to the restaurant next week, man, we'll talk about it, see what's going to be a good fit for you. Let's see.
I mean, you also got to think about the fact that you upgraded to that 250. It shows you're invested into this. Go into your smoke shack, show them the pit room. It's much more of an experience for them to see that monster in there, to show off the Pecos is like, hey, this is the Pecos.
Hey man, the Pecos is legit. I made a lot of
got
money.
started.
I made a lot
Yes.
of money on Pecos.
I'm using a Brazos right now. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like that to me, especially with the restaurant, goes into it's that experience. Like you're providing an experience for them that's
Yeah.
gonna make them want to return.
Yeah.
How many gallons is the Bravos Pecos in Old Country? What do we consider that to be?
That's gonna be maybe I'll say a 80 gallon, if that.
It's not actually a propane tank, so it's not.
It's not. The whole gallon thing. That's because they're making it from a propane tank.
Got it. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So I have a 150 gallon tank in my workshop that I haven't completed yet, and it's more than twice the size of the Brazos.
Got you.
That's where they get those. That's where they get those that gallons from.
Right. PRA Barbecue Go said, so my wife has been in many markets with her side business, and one of the first things she knows to look at is their what is their pre-marketing like? What due diligence have they done to promote that specific event? In my opinion, you are paying them not to sell and make money, but as advertising dollars.
Yeah,
Agree.
So going on
Especially if your
news
list
is worth it then. And
for this event that you had, yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
You put that.
Yes.
You already put that on your Instagram. You already noted that you were on the news. You were newsworthy, other than in a negative manner.
Yep.
Which is important because that they put you on there. It wasn't reporting that you burned down something or anything. It was reporting that you're cooking good food and putting it out there.
That's good. Yes. Got it.
Keep
So
the momentum.
you did get marketing from that.
Absolutely. And keep the momentum, my friend. Keep it going.
Yeah. I guess that's why I've gotten 4 phone calls today wanting to know if my business is open today.
There you go.
And when is the next time I'm going to be open?
There you go.
Tailgate 360 LLC says, I was wondering about your early retirement, Brisket Daddy.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Grand reopening next day.
Yeah, right. What do they go? New and improved.
Alex says, all this makes me want to start smoking.
Great.
Hopefully smoking barbecue, not something else.
Right. I know, right.
Let's see.
The most important thing is to start. Is to
There
start.
you go. Let's see what else we got.
I posed a couple questions before we started the event tonight. So
What was the question?
We're gonna get to those. Let me get through these comments.
okay.
Comments.
I'm
If
interested.
Greg was on time, he'd know.
Yeah, I know.
Uncle T's Barbecue. Be sure you see what other vendors are there. I hate doing events where they have 10 of the same type of food vendors with not much variety. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, for the barbecue dates, they're all going to be barbecue on that row. So
Robert said, Greg, I want to meet up with you, ask some questions to get started. When and where will you be?
Yep.
Stay
For sure,
tuned.
Robert. Just hit me on Instagram at the Brisket Daddy. Reach out and can message from there if you're in Sacramento. Get my number to you.
There you go. On what kind of smoker you should get, William Brock says, get the biggest that your budget will allow. Okay, all right. Paul's trying to get this order, man. He said to add to what Fat Daddy, I think he meant the fat man, said, you buy the way you want your customers to spend it. If they see you invest in your business, they'll invest in you. Yep. There you go.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
when
So
it's-
the more you spend and the more you invest in your branding and in your stickers and your product, the more you can charge for your food.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And when you have these individuals that say you should open a restaurant up and be like, that sounds great. I just need you to help support me, put my information out to all your friends, tell them to come out and see me. The more I have people coming and getting on these events that I'm doing, the easier it'll be for me to open up a restaurant. But until I can establish that forefront,
Mhm,
I can't open that brick and mortar right now.
mhm.
And
Like,
keep
like,
in
When
mind,
people,
keep in mind, it's going to be your money and your time opening that restaurant, not theirs.
yeah,
sir.
Yeah, yeah. Because yeah, it's just too much. Because you can have a kitchen, but then you're gonna say again,
It's okay if you want to do it.
right? But don't let
Right.
anybody else talk me into it because they're not going to be the one
Right.
doing
The
everything.
19 hours in front of this, babysitting a brisket and putting ribs on and seasoning them. Yeah, they're not
Right.
doing none of that.
Yeah, yeah.
when
No, I agree.
when they say that, say that's great. Make sure you come every weekend and I'm doing these things and buy from me because that's what's going to help me establish that.
And don't come in and just buy a Trinity for one and share it. Please don't do that to me. Buy a Trinity for two and enjoy it together.
No comment. No comment. Don't let there be dead air. Somebody better take up the
Oh
dead
yeah,
air.
I thought you were looking at
no, yeah, we didn't know if you were done with the comments, but
yeah, man,
Fat
this is your
Man
show, bro. We're just following
Barbecue
your
said
lead.
Fat Man Barbecue wanted to talk about the
Yeah, some
profitability of the sizes of briskets. Like, is there a specific size brisket that you would have to be the most profitable? And he means the size, the initial size of the weight. 16-pound or 13-pound. And I know Sean has told us in the past he likes to do the ones that are around 13 pounds.
Mhm.
My
11
response
to
early
14.
on, yeah. So my response early on. Go ahead, Sean.
I was just saying 11 to 14 pounds on average, because when you order by the case, they're going to give you an average weight. They can't, it's not a precise thing. They're going to give you an average weight, and the brisk is going to be around that weight. What I've found is an average weight between 11 and 14 pounds has turned out well for me.
So realize when you go in and look into briskets and you see these 20-pound briskets, the way it works with the cows is they're gonna, if they're grass fed for most of their time and they're gonna do finishing them off with grain to help fatten them up. They're doing that at the tail end of their life before they're gonna get butchered, and they're just putting on that fat weight. So you have to look at the briskets that you're like, if you're going and buying a couple, you're not getting a case in. I know those bigger ones, I've cut a lot of fat off of it.
Mhm.
It's heavy fat, and guess what? You're paying that now over $5 a pound for that fat. Yes, the fat can be used, but people aren't
Not,
buying slices of fat
Right.
from you at $30.
not to mention, what I have noticed is typically the higher quality brisket, the lower fat cap you have on it.
The
So,
marbling, like the marbling is better internally, or
what
fat
it is,
Very.
I'm talking about the actual fat cap on top.
Yeah.
The cheaper the brisket is, the more thick the fat cap's going to be, which means, like TJ said, you're paying for that fat. So sometimes it's better to pay the higher price per pound for the higher quality brisket because you're going to actually get more out of it.
And when we say higher price, we're talking a matter of 50 cents to 75 cents is what the difference is sometimes, right? When we're looking
Per
at
pound, but
Per
per
pound.
pound.
per pound.
But
Yeah, per pound.
$1 more a pound will cause you to have to raise your price at least $2 on the finished product a pound for every dollar you go up right now, because they're now what five what I told you earlier.
$5.79. Brisket is $5.18 a pound unless you buy 50 or more pounds, and it's $5.09 a pound. When I first started in December, brisket was $3.87 a pound. Because I remember it going on sale, and I bought like 20 briskets, and I was like, oh, I'm never gonna see it like this again. And from there, like literally, I went in the other day and it was $5.09 a pound, and if you buy 50 or more pounds, it was $4.89, $4.67. It was 10 cents less than Costco. And then I went back the other day to go get more, and it was like, nope, regular price is $5.19 and $5.09 with 50 or more pounds. So I raised the price of my sandwiches to $16 this week, and I raised the price of my brisket to $38 a pound this week also.
Sheesh.
I have
California prices.
I can't
California
keep-
prices.
So my price on, so I guess I talked to my Cisco rep a couple days ago, and what he told me was brisket prices are up because the 4th of July.
It's
They
bad.
may change. They may change afterwards. XYZ. He said they do their pricing meetings on Saturdays, and so I was going to place an order, but I waited. I waited until today to place my order. My brisket price went down by roughly 30 cents just waiting the day or two.
Yeah.
So my total order on brisket, I was going to be spending $725 on brisket this week. And because I waited, I only spent $676. So I saved like $50, which is great.
Yeah.
I will take that. But so I'm at what I ordered it at today was $5.49 a pound, and that was for a certified Angus beef, 2/3 upper choice brisket. And I paid $2.49. I'm sorry, $5.49.
Is that 6 in a box or 5 in a box?
5.
Well, typically they
Four.
come at 4 for me.
Oh, 4. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, St. Helens is 4 for me.
It's different. It's different in different places.
You know, on the description it says 5, but it's an average. They give you an average weight of the case, and it comes out to be 4 briskets every time. So they tell me it's an average of 62 pounds. If I'm getting 4 briskets, that means on average they're 15 and a half pounds. Is what I'm getting.
I remember seeing at the store when there was like 10 or 11 pound briskets. I mean, yeah, there's not going to be a lot of fat on that. They are small.
Yeah.
It's your average that's
Yeah.
going to get you. And more often when I'm seeing it, I'm looking for ones that aren't even 16. I don't even want them at 16. The last 2 I bought was at 15 and a half and 16 and a half. When I trimmed them out, it was going to be 11 pounds and 11 and a half pounds on the 16 and a half one and 11 pounds on the 15 and a half one. And Final Cook ended them at, I want to say 7 and 6.5. That's a big drop off at Final Cook for sellable product.
Right.
Go ahead, Sean.
Well, we got a question, so I'm going to try my hand at rendering the fat trimmings to get tallow. Any tips? Take out the batteries in your fire alarm.
Yeah.
That's going to go off. Honestly,
Paul,
what's that?
I was going to ask him, does he have a grinder? Because I actually like to just take and grind it. I grind the fat. I'll grind the fat trimmings up because that just makes it cook so much faster. Like if you're making sausage, grind the fat first, put that to the side, and then go with the rest of it.
That's a great tip.
Because the smaller it is, the easier it's going to cook down. Because I watched Sean when I was at his place for the grand opening, and he did 3 different pulls from the pot. Like he drained it, kept cooking it, drained it, kept cooking it. And I remember doing that before too. And it's like, you know what? If I just grind this up, and it worked out better for me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, cook it outside. Yeah, because it stinks.
So he's going outside. So yeah, I mean, these are all great ideas. I learned from Sean to do it on the stove. He didn't even cut his up. I learned from the meat church. He grinds his up, and you get the most tallow. This week, I took a step more than Sean. I kind of chopped it up into smaller pieces, and that worked great. I don't necessarily cook mine inside. I did last week. I won't again because of the smell and the heat that's produced. It was just not favorable. So outside, you know those grill round or square grill covers you can put on top of your grill? They're like they're like very thin grates. Like it's almost like you put that on top of the grill if you're going somewhere out to the park because you don't want your food touching the. They sell them at Walmart. They're very cheap. It's like you get 2 or 3 little these thin grates. I take that and I put it on a half sheet pan. I line it over the half sheet pan. I take my cuttings and put it right on top. And then I put that in the smoker. And so it drains through these little grates. And I get all that tallow at the bottom of the half sheet or full sheet pan.
Mm.
So, and then I
So
get the
another
also.
Yeah, I did it to where I had too much. I left it in there for pretty much the whole smoke, and
yeah.
it charred it to where I didn't even want to use it.
Yeah.
But another good tip too is you could use a crock pot. And if you cheat and put the crock pot liner in there, cleanup's easier. But you could just let that thing go all damn day and not even monitor it. Like you go stir it every so often, but a crock pot, low and slow, no heat, plug it into the wall, forget it.
I like that idea, you know, and I like the way Sean really does it though, because his tallow was like pure white. Whereas if you put it on the smoker, it's gonna turn a little bit. It's gonna turn, but if you leave it too long, then you're gonna get what TJ experienced. We get that burn sometimes. So I like right now I have so much tallow, like I don't even want any I don't even want any tallow right now because I had so many briskets this week and doing what Sean did on the stove and stuff. So yeah, there's many ways.
Well,
So and also when you have your trimmings, that's the time to trim the meat for prepping on the sausage as well, cutting it up into strips or cubes,
I did
whatever.
I did that.
I separate the fat and I separate the trimmings for sausage in 2 different pans and then go from there. Because you already got the knife out, you already got the cutting board out. Why not just get it done?
well, Brandon's been quiet over there, but Brandon, I'm going to show some pictures, and I need you to walk us through what we got here. Okay, give me a second. Let me pull this up.
Okay.
Yeah, say something as you're pulling that up. Oh, you got it up. Okay, there we go.
Let's see what we got here. What are we looking at right here, Brandon?
Nice grill marks.
Brandon is no longer with us.
He's gone.
What happened to Brandon?
You must have scared him off.
Nah, I don't know what happened to him. So Brandon did these pork steaks, man. So we did like a little test pork steak at the restaurant, and we did some really thin ones that I had just cut off the pork butt. But he decided to go to the store, buy some real nice thick pork steaks, and he did these up at the house. And man, those look great, don't they?
Yeah, they look good. They look gorgeous.
And then I think he actually used the Barre glaze on this. And it looks like glass on top. Those look great.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, he's got some skills, man. He's looking to do some pop-ups in the future. And I'm excited for him.
So speaking of glaze, I glazed my ribs this week, and they were amazing. They weren't a dry rib. I mean, I did change the way I was seasoning them. I did the pepper first, not as much mustard this week, and then I seasoned them with sprinkled my season on out of the shaker, kind of just like I did my pepper. I do a pepper base first and then the seasoning. But I glazed them and put them in the foil and put them in the warmer. Amazing. I love the glaze. It's a raspberry chipotle. You guys have probably heard of that brand. Hog something. It's a purple. Blue Hog. You guys use that? I've heard somebody talk about that before.
I've heard good things about it. We got Brandon back. Brandon, what happened, man?
I don't know really. I couldn't get it restarted.
So walk us through these pork steaks, man, because they look amazing.
Yeah, so was it the second day I guess I was there? We tried out some pork steaks at Sean's, just a little thinner ones that he had cut from the day before. So it kind of inspired me to get some at, I ended up going to HEB and just getting some pre-cut ones that were probably about 2-inch thick, and pretty much just tried to do the same cook on it. I used a little bit different rib glaze than Sean's on it, but basically just put it on with salt and pepper, kosher salt, heavy pepper, and then it was 225 for the first 45 minutes or so, and then I went slowly up to 250 for about 45 minutes, and then I put this glaze on. This is when I put it on for the last probably 30 minutes, and it turned out really, really good.
What kind of glaze is this? Is this a homemade glaze?
No, so it's actually Bar A Barbecues glaze that I paid $5 for. So Sean's been giving me crap. But
Don't worry about it. You'll get used to it. Trust me.
yeah, no, I get it. But it's I thought it was similar to his, but it's obviously much different. But it's worked really well for me on ribs and other proteins like that. So I threw it on here, and it did a great job.
Yeah, they look amazing.
Look amazing. Is that like a brown sugar glaze on that?
No, well, yeah, there's some brown sugar and some white sugar in it. I mean, there's a couple YouTube videos. If you dig around, you can get the recipe for free. So
Looks really
Yeah,
good.
so, Barry put it out on. I think it was with the dude that used to have the red hair.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but I actually screenshotted it to try it out. I haven't done it yet.
Right.
He actually did one where he took the regular pork butt bone in, and he just used a bone saw, and he did his own.
Oh wow.
He did his own pork steaks. He cut them himself right through the bone, and then cleaned it up. I was like, he didn't use. He's like, you can do this at home. You don't need to get a bandsaw or anything like that. Like, you just get a bone cutting saw, and he did them right then and there. It was actually very interesting. You can make them as thick as you want, but you literally are just getting the pork shoulder and cutting your own steaks with the bone still.
Very nice. Very nice. And
Yeah, I mean, value-wise, price-wise, it's so cheap, and the cook total time was like 2 hours, really. So I mean, it's a nice, easy cook.
So this is Brandon. We see his lovely pasty arms holding this tray. Take one of our guests. That was the tray of the day that we decided to take a picture of right there.
Yeah. Yeah,
I like
everything. I
the
mean,
paper. I like that paper.
Yeah, it looks nice. Yeah.
I like that food. That food looks good too.
Yeah, absolutely.
it was delicious. I'm gonna miss the outlaw tacos.
Oh.
We're gonna have to start a elote fund on here or something.
The elote fund.
Did you have elote this week?
Save the elote.
We sure did. We sure did. And you know what's crazy? Is we sold more tacos this week and more corn this weekend than we ever have.
No way.
Yeah. But the tacos aren't profitable. They're too cheap.
Yeah. Keep that on the menu then, bro.
No money in it. Tailgate 360, how can we send our food pictures to you? Instagram, brother. Instagram. But they better be good. I don't like getting bad pictures.
Been there, done that, you guys. We don't want that no more.
No. Oh, no. I'm still traumatized.
Checking in from Irwindale, California. Yeah, Greg will send me some BS, and I'll tell him too.
What's going on, Marco?
Let's see. What else we got?
So I trimmed 6 briskets this week, and I felt like I put on a clinic. I made a video.
Did you?
I did. I gotta get that off my wife's phone because my phone is busted, you guys. I got a problem. When I'm busy, I put something. I'm kind of getting forgetful. So long story short, I put my phone and my wallet and my receipt on the wheel well of my trailer loading out from the store. And I got down the road about a mile down the road got on the freeway, and was thinking, oh, let me call Sean or something. And I reached over and I was like, where's my phone? And I was like, oh my God, I left my phone and my wallet on the wheel well. So I got on the freeway, got off on the next exit, went back and got close to where I was. And my phone was sitting in the middle of the road. It had been ran over and smashed. So the screen is not cracked because it has a screen protector. The camera is busted. So I haven't been able to take a single picture of anything this week for any kind of proof of anything that I'm saying for Sean because he doesn't believe me.
Whoa, what you mean?
Because he's like, I'll believe it when I see it, and I couldn't. I told him I had some great briskets and some great trims, and he wanted to see it, and I couldn't get it to him, so I felt horrible. And then I pick up my phone, and I'm like, okay, well, where's my wallet? And my phone was like, oh, your wallet is 80 yards that way. So I go down the road, and my wallet's sitting in the middle of the road.
You know, this is the second time Greg has lost his wallet in the last 45 days.
When did I lose my wallet the other time?
When
On
you
the
went to
airplane.
Texas.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. I fell asleep. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
That is right. And it was because the Apple AirTag, I found that. That's just a small plug.
How much of your trimmings did you have left? How much did you yield from that?
Tons. 8 cups. I had a lot of fatty.
No,
chicken.
not the fat. I'm talking about the meat.
Oh, I have a lot of meat trimmings. I'll be ready for you by next week. I just got to buy a pork butt and everything else I need to make that happen. But
You froze it?
I froze it. Yes. Yeah, I got
Did
a
you
lot.
vacuum seal it?
I did not vacuum seal it, but I took all the air out of it for sure. I got a secret for that.
Did you prep?
wait to
Did you
hear
prep
about
the meat
that.
beforehand?
Did I what?
Did you prep the meat before you froze it? Did you
No.
cut it up into strips or cubes? Oh,
no.
you'll regret that. You're gonna regret that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know I
Yeah.
was supposed to do that. No, I didn't know that yet. You know,
That's what I was saying.
Okay.
What I was saying is when you trim your briskets, that's the perfect time to prep your trimmings for sausage and for tallow. Because you already have the cutting board out.
ooh,
You're not going to be seasoning probably right then and there anyway. So prep your stuff. It'll save you in the long run.
It's gonna save you. Yeah, if you cube it up, you could also do it for your sausage too. When you melt.
Yeah, that's what.
what he's talking. Yeah,
Because now you got to wait till a whole chunk of meat thaws to cut
got
it.
you.
Yes.
Okay.
Also,
Where-
whenever you do
Oh,
freeze
no.
that, flatten it down. That way, when you go to defrost it, it defrosts evenly.
Evenly.
And if it was cut into smaller chunks, you could essentially send it through the grinder with no issue frozen.
Oh yeah, and that's the way you want to do it because it cuts better.
Right.
Okay. See.
Homie's Barbecue said, I stopped by your joint today, right in the middle of that storm. I bought a pound of each brisket and $1 million ribs. Also bought a hat. Awesome, man. I appreciate you coming by. Hope you enjoyed everything, brother.
Oh
Hope
wow.
you enjoyed everything.
I would have bought
Are
a
you
hat.
selling hats now?
Yeah, I would have bought a
I
hat.
got hats available now. I have hats
Okay,
available.
cool.
Oh,
Hold
cool.
on, Greg. Greg. Ask him. Is it included in our?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say what you were gonna say and
What's
say,
the
"Thank
question?
God I got a
Is
membership.
it included?
Thank God I got a membership." And if
What's
you-
the question?
God, yeah.
Couldn't hear you.
Ask him, Greg.
I don't want to ask. I don't want to be the one to ask.
Is it part of the membership? Kirby's hat.
What membership?
The coaching one.
The coach. Well, Greg's not a member anymore, so he ain't getting shit.
I knew he was gonna let it out there. I knew he was gonna let it out.
I looked at my damn membership and said, I don't see Greg's name nowhere.
I knew he was gonna let it out. I knew he was.
My man trying to keep getting free coaching. He tried to finesse me.
Hey, so what had happened was I was looking over my numbers and I seen that my costs were up.
Yeah. He was looking at his budget and he was thinking about canceling his $50 a month with me so he could go get that smoker from PRF. So he can pay 16 racks for a smoker, but he can't pay me for my valuable time coaching him. I see how it is.
I was just trying to recoup for this plane ticket and all the expenses I paid when I went out to
Get out of here. Get out of here. Look, I put on a clinic for you, Greg. TJ appreciated it. He was putting that hard work in, doing dishes, doing sausage. TJ was
Not taking naps.
And Greg,
Not taking naps.
you needed to take advantage of the opportunity you had being there, and all of that would have absorbed all them costs.
Man, my flight had me. The one clinic that I was coming for in this sausage tit failed me because of the plane situation. There's no way around it, man. I missed it big time. So we're gonna have to sign right. I'll sign back up, and then you guys
$100.
You're the $100 level. You lost the legacy level.
Oh yeah.
Legacy is gone.
Hey, after I do the state fair, I'm gonna take 2 of those. I'll take 2 of the $100
This guy.
levels.
Hooks, Rubs, and Spices says, "What's up, guys? Hope y'all are having a good weekend. Been loving the info and insights on all the videos since you started your Kirby's journey. I appreciate that, man. Hey, Hooks, I need a hookup on some 16 mesh black pepper. Hit me up on Instagram.
Yeah, me too.
I need a good price. I need a good bulk price on 16.
Yeah, he
Hit me
sent
up.
me a price. He sent me pricing, but I'm out of mesh pepper. I for sure need to be buying pepper.
I'm tired of having to go pay $10 for a pound at
Yeah,
H-
no,
Like
I bought
the whole case, Hooks.
I
Come
bought
on.
5 pounds for like $80 of McCormick's coarse ground pepper. It's chunky, man. It's really thick.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not the same.
It's not.
The course is gonna be what, a 12 or 14.
Yeah,
16 is
exactly.
gonna be between the. So 16 is finer than the course.
Yeah.
But it's still.
That's
And I'm
what-
trying to
that's what-
grind up mine.
So what's wrong with using the coarse ground, or why is it better to use the 16 mesh?
So here's the thing, and I don't know if Sean ever tested what we had talked about when I was there, but everybody's standard is 16 mesh, which could be a marketing deploy because you can only get the 16 mesh by a pound everywhere, but course you can get by tons. So for you, and I might actually go ahead and try it too, is get a 16 mesh, do one brisket, get the coarse one, and do a brisket and compare. See what it's, because I don't think anybody's actually done that, because again, everybody on YouTube pushes 16 mesh as the gold standard. Sean, did you attempt to do what we had talked about?
No, because the description on the Cisco product was incorrect. And when basically, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was supposed to be $80 for 15 pounds, 3 5-pound containers of that black pepper. They delivered 1 5-pound tub for $80, and I was like, "Nah, you can take that back. I'm not paying $80
What?
for 5 pounds. You got me messed up." So I never got to test it. But the thing is,
Of course.
correct,
Of course, pepper.
correct.
Oh my god.
But the thing is, it's bigger than the 16 mesh, so you may not get as even of coverage, and it may flake off much easier, right, than the 16 mesh.
Okay.
So I'm not saying that for 100% fact, but that's from what I understand. That is the biggest. Obviously, the biggest difference is the size, and that could be a result that you have doing it.
And realize that what they probably are getting from this is somebody had the idea of when they were grinding it to do. So the 16 mesh comes from them using a screen
Correct.
with a certain size. It's a 16 mesh screen, and they're just sifting through, and what falls through is what's going to be your 16 mesh, and the bigger one's going to be your coarse, and they sell you a coarse grind. So you can always try and get a coarse grind and run it through your own 16 mesh screen, which we looked up, and you would have to just buy like a roll of 16 mesh and make your own screen. That's what we had talked about looking at. And you can always use the coarse grind, or like, for your cooking purposes, or you can also just use a grinder and make it smaller anyway.
That's what I do.
So, but it really is ridiculous. We pay $12 for a pound of pepper.
And big thing about me buying stuff in bulk and stuff, it loses its their intensity. You lose all from that when you buy it in bulk like that too. So you're not gonna get.
You have to be going through it.
Right.
What's that, man? You just got to get on Greg's level, man. He's cooking 30 briskets next weekend,
Ooh. That's a lot of pepper, my friend.
Yeah, I need pepper like ASAP. I forgot. I was really scared this week that I was going to run out. Yeah, the last time I bought pepper, I bid the 5 pounds for $80. I was like, oh, that was McCormick's brand, and again 80. Whereas the Chef Store brand was much less, but you can tell that it was very inferior to the McCormick's brand. It just didn't look.
But that was coarse.
Yeah, but they're both
coarse pepper.
They're both coarse, but McCormick's was definitely a bolder taste and a bigger pepper, a bigger flake.
Right.
I didn't feel like it was not covering or even coming off. And if it comes off, then I'll just, I do a general, like pepper back both ways.
Is that what you used on the picture of the briskets you sent me?
Yes.
It looked in the pictures like it was real thick and clumpy. Maybe that's why they look.
Maybe that's why. Okay.
I'll send them. I ain't gonna put you on blast. I'll send them in our chat with TJ.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
But he said definitely.
No, it's so crazy that we can spend 12 hours like cooking this meat, and then we don't know what it's gonna. Well, we know what it's gonna be like as we get better, right? But like it's always not always a surprise, but sometimes there's surprises when we go to cut these things open, and we're like, oh shoot, what did I do different than last time? Because that's what customers are asking for and requiring. Is like, in order to get to being able to do a restaurant, your food needs to be consistently the same. I can't be, rubbing them with oil one week, putting mustard on them the next week, adding glaze to them the next week. Like, I got to get there and like stay there. And that's consistently be the same. I can't, change up, again, pepper, 16 mash.
There's going to be some testing. There's going to be some testing for a while. That's okay. Especially with the pop-ups. But yeah, when you start to get to a point where you're like doing it at a high level, doing a restaurant or doing like a really consistent, nice pop-up, yeah, you want consistency, but you're gonna have to do some testing. DJ, I did send you those pictures so you can see the pepper. But let me hit some of these comments, guys. Nakomi's Barbecue said everything was very tasty and your staff and crew were very friendly and helpful. Had to get everything to go so I could finish my drive back to DFWA. Well, that means your drive back was a good one then if you got to enjoy that barbecue on the way, man. Coach B said, how many people should you try to prepare for a grand opening of a small size barbecue spot? I know that question has so many variables, but maybe someone has experienced a small opening. Yeah, I mean, I'd say my opening was a small opening compared to some of these crazy places I see, but there are so many variables, Coach B. Message me on Instagram and I can try to help you with that issue because there are a lot of variables, man. Hooks Rub says, I'll have to come check out Kirby's when I come back to visit my family in Houston. Keep grinding, y'all. God bless. We will, for sure. Robert, I got to pull the ribs off the grill. I hit you up, Greg. I'll see you at the California State Fair on July 4th.
Yes, sir.
Paul wants to know when and where is the State Fair?
Yeah, the State Fair is July 11th through, I don't know, whenever it's done, August something. And it's in Sacramento, California at the Cal Expo Fairgrounds.
Okay.
Hey, put that up on your.
So this is this is going for multiple weekends?
Yeah, I'm only doing one day though, because the day
Oh,
2
okay.
is the barbecue day with the cook-offs. But the state
And you
fair.
had to pay.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, you had to pay $250. Would that cover just that one day for the selling part?
500. Yes.
It's 500 because you're doing the
The
cook
cook-off.
off plus the selling.
Yes. So 250 for
Is that
selling.
250? Is that per day or is that
It's
for
only
if you
one
wanted to
day.
sell
Yeah,
through?
it's only for one day. So the barbecue day is only one day.
Wow.
Let's see. Hook says I need a hookup too. Black pepper is friggin' expensive. What you mean, man? Your name is Hooks Rubs and Spices Barbecue Seasoning. I thought you were slinging this stuff, man.
Me
What you
too.
mean? What's going on around here, man? I thought you had the spice company. I was trying to
Right.
put you on, man. You could
Right.
have had 4 customers right here. Disappointing, bro.
Hey, Greg, when you get your get the poster for that event, please post it on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, when I get a poster for doing the state fair?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. Yeah. As soon as we get off the call, I gotta get online and fill out the paperwork because I have to get a list. I have a team of 10 people, and we gotta do a background check. So I gotta get the 10 people solidified before end of day.
Nakomi's Barbecue says, I have tried coarse grind and 16 mesh. The coarse was fine for bark formation, but the 16 mesh seemed to result in better and more impressive bark, at least for me, but I am definitely still learning. Okay. PRM says, is grinding your own pepper cost prohibitive? Is that a thing? I've only ever heard people buy ground pepper. Curious.
I mean, I have like little electric grinders for salt and pepper, and you can adjust it. But I mean, really, what you can do is get that coarse pepper and run it through a 16 mesh. Now, granted, you're going to have a finer going to go through it as well. But I think it's about it being too big is the issue. You don't want powder, ground powdered pepper. But I haven't tried it yet. We talked about trying it out, but I hadn't tried it yet.
For sure.
Be right back.
Hook says, I don't sell individual spices and herbs, but sounds like I need to add black pepper like those brands that make brisket pepper. Oh, yeah. So it seems like he's doing different rubs and stuff that have a bunch of different seasonings in them, not just one. Yeah, but don't you have to buy, if you're formulating the rub mix, don't you have to buy black pepper because it's in some of those rubs? Come on, Hooks. We need a hookup, man. Help us out here.
Yeah, but again, that's still requesting a specific pepper. Most places it's ground pepper that's a powder, and it's the coarse pepper, fine pepper, and the coarse pepper.
Look,
That's generally how they sell it.
I'm in the brisket business, not the spice business. Hook's got to figure this thing out, man. Hook's got to figure this thing out.
So I got this grinder right here, and it's got different settings. I got the coarse grind, 14 mesh here, and then you can set any. So that's how I use it for my briskets.
Okay.
So you grind? Do you grind from your own peppercorn though?
Mhm.
From a whole peppercorn?
Yes, sir.
Oh shoot.
So you are grinding your own then?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a thing.
Mm-mm.
Uh-oh.
He's going by like 30 grinders.
He's going to buy a grinder.
30 of them.
30.
He's going by multiple. 30 of them.
But the highest it goes 14 mesh. It's not the 16 mesh. It goes 14. Unfortunately.
Right. He's about to be the pepper daddy.
Yep. Yep. You know what else I'm about to be? Hey, you know what else I'm about to be? I'm about to be the knife sharpening daddy too. I bought me a knife sharpener. Yo, that made a huge difference on my trim this week. Huge difference.
Absolutely.
Hold on. You're telling me, let me get this straight. You're telling me you were able to trim your briskets more efficiently with a sharper knife?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I learned today. I learned today. Yeah, seriously. I mean, I had sharp knives, but they go dull, and you don't really realize that knife, it may be sharp, but it's not like what I have now.
So what knife were you using? What type of knife?
Just chef knives and a very thin deboning knife, almost kind of in a way.
You gotta get one of these.
I have one of those, yes, that. But I had to sharpen that.
Hooks, look, brother, I'm gonna help you out. Hooks, okay? Because you seem like a real nice guy. There you go, TJ. That's the one.
What is that, TJ? Bring that closer, TJ.
That's the one I was using.
So I haven't opened it yet, but I like my one that I had, my slicing one was serrated, so I had to go find that one that was not serrated.
Yeah.
This thing was like $7-8.
Hold on, I use that, but serrated to cut the brisket during service. You don't. Yours wasn't serrated.
I use that to trim.
Yeah.
Oh, to trim.
And I use that to cut for service because
He does that for
my brisket is so tender, Greg. I know you don't know anything about this, but my brisket is my brisket is so tender. If I use a serrated blade, it will just slice it apart.
It rips it.
Yeah, my brisket doing the same thing. I didn't know what that was.
Rips it apart. Yeah, rips it apart.
Yeah, because it's gonna catch some of that bark.
Yes.
That and it tears it instead of slicing it.
What TJ just held up is what I now use to not only trim my briskets, but I also use one for service.
This is a Virnox.
There you go.
A what?
This is a Virnox slicer.
Beer? That's what they're
Virnox.
Okay. So do these ever need to be sharpened or like?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a straight blade, but what it is it's also thin. It's a thinner one too, because the big butching ones, they get thicker as they go up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's almost Tailgate 360, a bread knife. Yeah, it's almost like a bread knife. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hooks, man, I'm trying to set you up right now. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you some game here. If you want consistent clients that pay you every month, you need to have a 16 mesh black pepper in bulk that is a good product at a good price that you can just supply barbecue restaurants and pop-ups. Because right now I have to go drive to the grocery store, go drive to HEB every week, unless I want to buy in bulk, unless I go up there and just buy a bunch of them. But get a 1 pound container of 16 mesh because nobody else sells it around here. There is a place, I think Bar A uses them, Rio Spices. I think they're in Huntsville. Apparently, I think they have 16 mesh in bulk. I still need to reach out to them. If you're listening, reach out to me. But yeah, man, if you could sell 16 mesh in bulk, Hooks, you could just supply barbecue places and you make a lot of money, my friend. A lot of money. PRA Barbecue Co. said the Pepper Daddy. There you go. Oh! Hey guys, we gotta stop. We gotta stop the show. We got a new member. Brisket Daddy Barbecue has finally
congratulations.
Welcome back. Trigger, man. Hey, I've been wanting to join for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
To sign up to be a part of your membership plan. I've seen, people just start from nowhere and 6 months later they're doing the state fair. You got guests on your show. You're worldwide, man. I want to support and I want to learn. I want to sit underneath you, your tutelage.
Pause.
Pause. Big sign.
Yeah, your draws. Yeah, right. I just man, I see what good you're doing in the community. And I'm just here, people are supporting me and I want to support a brother. So I would have joined TJ's, but he isn't up yet. And so, yeah.
What about me? I got good teaching too.
I would join yours too, man, but y'all ain't got it up just yet.
Full screen,
TJ?
Full screen. He said give him full screen. Last time we put TJ full screen, though, you know what happened.
Oh
so.
no, don't put TJ on full
Lord,
screen.
Lord. I sure
I
do.
wasn't.
How do I? I don't know if I can. I don't think I can.
Can you
put
not put a
You,
guest full
you
screen?
can.
Nah.
You can. He said you can.
How?
I
No.
don't know.
I don't know if I can.
Well,
all right. Just
You may have to
tell
read
us.
it.
Just tell us who's that from.
That's Rio's. It's
Uh-huh.
16 pepper. It's still 1 pound. It's $12.49. No better.
That's more expensive than HEB. Yeah, but they
So-
might be able to work a deal though with me wholesale.
25 pounds is $275. 25 pounds.
is
What is the
$275.
math on that? Yeah.
250 pounds, you said?
That's $11 a pound.
20. It's $11 a pound. 25 pounds is 275.
Still more expensive than HEB. That's why HEB is the GOAT.
Yeah.
But you know what though? I
Yeah.
bet you if I reach out to them via email, they'll give me a better price wholesale. I guarantee you, Bar A ain't paying that price. I promise you that. I can guarantee you they're not paying that price.
Well, no, because they're an ambassador for him anyway.
Well, I'll be an ambassador too.
You too.
I'll be posting content like a mother. You know what I'm saying?
What's funny is that he didn't have a YouTube for just that. His YouTube channel really just came up, what, 3-4 months ago? He was on everybody else's stuff
Yeah.
doing
Yep.
things, but he just now started doing his. I started watching his stuff a few months back. It
Yeah.
hasn't been long, no more than 6 months.
Yeah. For sure. Well, guys, I'm going to take this opportunity to shamelessly plug the YouTube channel memberships. If you guys want to take your barbecue business to the next level and get one-on-one coaching from yours truly, learn everything you need to know about the barbecue business, from the cooking to the business side, reach out, join the channel. Okay. There's a button somewhere on my channel that says join, become a member at the barbecue business coaching level. Whatever it costs to do the coaching, I promise you're going to make at least 10 times that with the information that I can provide you. So there you go. There's the shameless plug. Fat Man, when are you going out and selling next, my friend?
This month, next July, I don't have no special events as of yet. So there's a lot of events during the summer, but I haven't signed up to anything yet. But maybe the fall.
Okay. Okay. You trying to avoid the heat, huh?
Correct. Yes, sir.
I hear you.
But, right now, the 12th of July is supposed to be my first day. I'm going to the farmer's market.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So that's
That's
gonna
the
be,
plan.
Man, yes.
that's gonna be a big day. Greg's gonna be at the state fair and you're gonna be doing your farmer's market. It's gonna be a big day.
It's a big day. It is a big day. I got a
Still
cater-
trying to decide what I'm going to bring out.
Oh, what do you mean?
What you gonna sell?
I mean, yeah, what I'm going to sell. Like, I don't want to do a ton of stuff. I want to do probably brisket. I'll slice on there, but it probably will offer sandwiches as the main thing.
Oh, I
And I
thought
was
you were
debating,
looking at the
actually.
sausages.
I'm gonna provide that too.
Cook
The
and
chorizo
cold?
was. So I'm gonna do cooked first because I don't have a supply yet to do the selling of it, like packaged.
What do you mean?
In just one moment. Everybody in the chat, now is the time, the part of the show where you can go ahead and put your questions in the chat so that we can do a Q&A. Usually we finish these up around 2 hours in. I got all night, so if you guys got questions, we can certainly keep the show going. Put them in the chat. I apologize for interrupting. Go ahead, TJ.
While I'm talking, if you could go to my Instagram and pull up the sausage that I posted today. So the one I did today was Sean's chorizo, but my version of it cold smoked. I cold smoked that for 4 hours and did a hot and fast cook on it to get it up to temp and ice it down. But these, I specifically made sure that they were all going to be consistently the same size. And they're pretty much almost all even on the same size. And I think they're going to be around 6 to 7 ounces, maybe. I have to weigh them out still. I haven't had time. So that's the chorizo. So that's chorizo and jalapeno cheddar.
Mhm.
I mean, no, I'm sorry, pepper jack cheese. So they're actually stuffed with pepper jack cheese too. And they came out tasting phenomenal. I only did a small batch. Those are the older ones. That's going to be the jalapeno cheddar and the Cajun Classic. What I'm calling is my Cajun Classic.
You know?
So, what price range are you going to sell these at if you decide to do the sausage at the market?
So that's what I have to see what those weighed out at, and try and figure out. I'm still working on what I'm going to sell it at, because the main thing is I want to make sure that they're all consistently the same.
Well, you should be making sure that you make a profit, not necessarily consistently the same. I wouldn't worry about like making sure they're perfected, right? You need to be saying
No, like the
this for
size,
me.
that way I could have the size of it, because that way I can have a set price for it.
Mm-hmm.
You can still have a set price
Oh.
for it if it comes out short. I mean, you give her okay.
You got some great comments on this post too.
On what?
The post you made for this meat.
Hold on 1 second. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, right? Like, is he focusing on how like the perfection of the size, or like you just make 4 of them, you put it in the package, and you say, okay, this is 3 pounds for these 4 sausages, and then you sell those. Again, I thought you were going to be selling them cold so people can take them home and cook them, but if you're doing them cooked,
So it weighed out right about 7 ounces, which is right under half a pound. So that's probably what I'll do is they'll be right around, like if I put them in a package of 4, because I wanted them to be a little bit shorter than what I had before. That way they can fit in the package in a row to where I could fit 4, which is going to be almost 2 pounds. And I just got to get the price on what I'm going to do it at. I haven't done the math yet, because I was still in the testing phase. But in making them, it's all about consistency. It's always got to taste the same. It's always got to look the same.
Yep.
That's the biggest thing for me, because
That's
it always tastes great. Huh?
I said that's something I'm working on.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy.
Yours were super consistent, and mine are certainly not. And I think part of that's because I have so many people doing it, because I was training people and having different people do it. I'm going to be taking back over all sausage this upcoming week, because I just wasn't super happy this weekend with the sausage. They tasted fine, but they certainly weren't consistent in size or weight for sure. But yeah, I mean, you've got it down, TJ.
Right. So that was the biggest thing. So like the batch I did today was a quick 5-pound batch. I converted Sean's recipe into weights, which is the biggest thing. No measurements, all done by weight. Change up a little bit of something here or there, which I'll talk to him about offline anyway. And I was debating on using, which would raise the cost, using heavy whipping cream instead of water. But I haven't tried that yet. But it does make a difference on the taste. But it tasted phenomenal. But I was actually able to, had no burst. Nothing burst on me.
There you go.
But I did get them all can be pretty much consistently the same size too. So I have that down packed, I think now. And then it's just about figuring out the price, what I'm willing to sell it at. Because I do want to sell frozen as well, packaged at the farmer's market, because there's already a niche out there at the bigger one. I'm going to the smaller one. And like, I feel mine tastes phenomenal.
They do.
So
I would honestly prepare to have at least 5 or 6 on hand that are packaged in your ice chest. Ice at the bottom, butcher paper on top, product on top of that, so it doesn't get, it stays really cold that way. You'll have those. If you don't sell them, you can use that for yourself and in your next cook. And then whatever you're going to cook, and then whatever you are planning to have for samples on your table, right? Because you're going to have at least 2 or 3 available for samples of each one, right? So you have samples, idea, right, and then your cooked product, and then your cold product for sure. But I'm only thinking sausage because you made really great sausage. I mean, I went down there
Right.
expecting for one person to show me, and another person showed me. So like you did, it was really good. So I just want you to, to do well with that for sure. But if you feel like you can support sausage, right, and brisket, you have like staff for that.
I mean, I have family that's going to help me out on the initial one because the plan right now is because I work every other weekend. I'd like to be out there it's like Saturday, I think 9 to 1 deal anyway. I'd like to be out there. My scheduling probably won't allow me to, but I was also debating on doing jambalaya on the off weekend when I'm not there, that my wife and stepson can go sell, because that y'all didn't try that, but my jambalaya is phenomenal. And I'm going to actually, instead of buying the sausage, I'm going to use my own classic sausage.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great.
The sausage is like the biggest price point in that whole thing. I do chicken, pork, and sausage in there, and the sausage is what costs the most out of all of it anyway. But I do plan on it. The problem is that I'm working this 4th of July weekend all night, like the night shift. I'm doing a night shift for 12 hours. So, and I have no day off except for that Friday right before on the 11th. So it's the cooking process. I'm working literally 5 to 5, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 hours on Monday, but I'm doing 15 hours Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So trying to prep out the sausage to be ready to be frozen and packaged that Saturday is not feasible. So I'm just trying to get my cooks in
Yep.
on having some brisket and having like my mac and cheese, probably the pork and the baked beans, and try and have some sausage. I just don't even know if I'm going to have the time to do it is the problem, because
Yeah.
there is I have to fast track the drying of the casings to be able to smoke them that evening
Yeah.
before I would go in that day, because I don't
Yeah.
have a lot of time in the morning because we have to be out there and set up for 9.
That's what I'm. Go ahead, Will. I mean, go ahead.
He said he's going to do 4 in a package. 2B barbecue. Fat Man is from the great state of Minnesota, and Zoomies is from Louisiana.
Yeah. Yeah,
South
TJ,
Louisiana.
you're right. Like going out there on the Saturday is the easy part, right? Just going out there and then having a few people with you. But like I'm learning myself, like, oh shoot, like it was 4 days. Like, Monday I was doing something, starting early with the trailer. Tuesday I was doing some shopping. Wednesday I was prepping. Thursday I cooked all day. Thursday, Friday, like, how do we like? You want to do this Saturday pop-up, but we have these full-time jobs that are in the way.
Mhm.
And we need 12 hours. So now for you to go out on Saturday, you have to take Friday off.
Yeah, I'll be off on Friday for the cook, but I don't get to do the earlier prepping stuff. Like I'll have to probably get the briskets that Thursday evening, putting them in an ice chest, which I have the proper one for that anyway. And I won't get off of my secondary employment until 10 o'clock at night. I would have to go home and trim those that night, or get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to trim them, to get them on at a decent time to cook through the day. And then I could work on sausage and fast track the drying of the casings, and that's with nothing going on. That's with nothing going wrong. And I might have time, so I don't have time to have the inventory ahead of time for this one. And then it's about, I don't want to overdo. Like, that's one thing to have them prepackaged, sealed up, because the guy that's doing it at the other one, he's bringing his ice chest out. I mean, his freezer out on a wagon. Those things are frozen. He doesn't sell them that weekend. He'll just sell them the next weekend or the following weekend. So I don't have the time for this first event to have an inventory ahead of time on the prepackaged stuff. So I do plan on it. Just I don't think I'll have it this time. So
We believe in you, TJ. We believe in you.
You got a comment here sitting on the screen.
Go ahead, Greg. Read it.
Oh, yeah, let me get back to that. So, Greg and Kirby, you're influencing all of us upcomers, and I can't stop learning the craft and look forward to all the information you put out. Thank you.
You got it, brother.
Yeah, no, for real. It's like this weekend, again, I met the young lady who is a barbecue competitor. She watches the show. She loves it. She says she's learning. The guy who's seen me came out to the pop-up. I mean, it's amazing. This is good. You're helping people, start from the ground up, wherever level they are, talking about topics. I mean, we'll talk about trimming, seasoning, pepper, what we're all doing for the week. I mean, we're all just having fun. I wanted to come on today and say thank you for allowing me to join your guys' community, right, of barbecue. It's a great community. I've felt nothing but love, and it's been fun. Whether we know how to make mac and cheese or make brisket or not, the more you keep talking about it and trying, the better we're going to get and the more we'll learn. So yeah, I appreciate the opportunity. The channel's growing, and a great idea of putting this on, Sean. You're at your 2 hour mark exactly too, by the way.
Ditto.
Yeah. Coach B, obviously he didn't like my first answer, Greg, so I'll let you answer this one.
About how much food should you cook for a smaller size barbecue spot grand opening? I know it's not a variable. I know it's a lot of variables, but was just wondering. Yeah, Sean's answered that before.
Yes.
Where are you at? What's the market like? What's the need for barbecue? 2 briskets, a couple racks of ribs, sell out. Enjoy yourself. Be like, yeah, I sold out. I sold a brisket and 2 racks of ribs. Great. You sold out. Like, then the next week, oh, okay, I can do 3 briskets. Oh, I can do 5 slabs of ribs, right? I mean, because unless you want to cook and go home with 20 slabs of ribs and 3 briskets, that's not a fun day. It wasn't fun for me to come home with 2 briskets last night and 6 slabs of ribs. So I got up and did something about it. Like, I went out and I got all this stuff back to temperature and sold it at a very discounted price to friends and family who wanted the meals. I mean, it was a great deal. They had 2 ribs, brisket, baked beans, potato salad for a few bucks. It was great. And then I didn't care how much I was selling it for. I just didn't want to bring it back home and put it in my refrigerator because I'm not going to eat all that meat. So, and to make a few bucks versus just giving it away to the neighbors, I give away to the neighbors all the time. So, like my answer would be start small, and then go up from there. Grand opening of a restaurant. Are you popping up? Maybe you should be doing more meat.
No more than what you're willing to throw away.
No more
It's a
than what you're
gamble.
willing to throw away, give away, and be at a loss.
Also,
I was at a loss this weekend, but I feel great about my loss. Like whatever.
Also, advertise your stuff too. See how many bites you get as far as many people going to show up to your event. So that's when you can figure out what you want to make and how much you want to make according to your feedback.
Yeah. How many people do you think are going to come? I mean, how many Instagram followers you have? How many people seen the post that you put out? If you see that you had 1 view on your post, you may not want to do 6 briskets. But if you had, 130 views and people are like, hey, I want to pre-order or can I get this? Then you may want to prepare for that.
Great advice.
Do they have like the next door neighbor app in your area?
Right.
I see people that do post on that. I don't know what the rules are in the area, but I see some posts that they're doing certain things. At least gets in the local area. Hashtag your area.
I'm going to start shipping. I'm about to start shipping myself. Okay. Doing my research. Oh, okay. His sausages, doing the research on containers.
Yeah.
Anyone have any suggestion on packaging and shipping? Sean, you helped me on that. You said something about for sure doing it airtight with professional grade.
Vacuum seal it like TJ's doing with what the sausage TJ brought down to Houston with him. Was vacuum sealed, nice tight. Sausages were nice, plump. Everything looked great. Throw your branding on there, your label with all the ingredients and all that good stuff that health department regulatorily they want you to have everything on there. Dry ice in a box, get it out.
Not just a regular cardboard box, right? These are insulated boxes that they sell also, right?
Yeah, I looked at a couple. It's on YouTube. I mean, there's plenty of people that are putting YouTube videos out on how to ship frozen foods. I was looking at some. I just
Okay.
don't know. I haven't looked at exactly getting the proper boxes, but like you can get insulated bags. If you put dry ice in there, like that's the preferred thing because it's just so cold that for shipping purposes, you also need to have an idea of where you're shipping it to and what's the guarantee by the shipper on how long it's going to take because you don't want it to go longer than a couple days for
Right.
shipping purposes on
And
how
if
far
you-
you're going to send it.
If you've ever ordered, like I used to order meat from, what are they called? What's the name? I'm tired, guys. They do the grass fed. Anyway, I used to order like grass fed proteins online. I'd get a box every month with a bunch of it, and it would come in basically like a styrofoam crate, basically a styrofoam crate that was filled with dry ice, and it turned out really, really well. It was frozen. Everything was frozen when it got to me, and it turned out well. So yeah, there's a lot of people doing it.
Okay, so we're coming to a close. I have a question in the chat for Fat Man, and then my next question also is on this black pepper situation, real quick. Lane's on Amazon, Lane 16 mesh ground black pepper, 8 ounces for $11.99. That's $1.50
Double
an
the
ounce.
price.
That's double
That's,
the price.
that's double the price.
That's double the price.
We're paying
A
$10.
pound is 16.
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
Ooh.
And then it's if you subscribe and save, you save 10%. So, it's Amazon Prime Day, everyone, in the next couple of days. So, is that
That's
worth
a
it?
terrible deal. No, it's a horrible deal. Lanes, you should be ashamed of yourself.
What
Yes.
about what I'm saying
Yeah,
when
that-
things go on Amazon Prime Day stuff? Should we be looking for
I
buying?
mean, you can look, but again, that's you buying in bulk. It's about how is it going to come. Is it going to come in like say 1 pound things or 2.5 pounds? And like Fat Man might be able to say, like if you bought a bigger one, you might be able to vacuum seal. If you buy like a 5 pound thing, and because when you do open it, if you leave it, if it's not once that seal's broken, if it's not sealed back, the strength of the pepper decreases.
Mhm.
So if you don't go through it a lot, it's going to decrease and decrease. Now you might be able to throw it in a vacuum seal bag, like if you took a 5 pound one and broke it up into 1 pound packs and then vacuum sealed it, that might help sustain it more. Because again, air is our enemy when it comes to food, any kind of food and longevity.
Yes, but honestly, Greg and I are going through enough black pepper to where it's not going to matter.
I was gonna say
Right.
that. I didn't want to say that, but
Well,
yes.
Well, I'm not
it also
saying
depends on
that-
your volume. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it also depends on how long you plan on keeping it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many pounds of containers are you going through in a week? You're going through one?
I know about that
Gone.
5 pound container of pepper, and I'm shocked that I'm done with it already. I know
No,
that.
Yeah.
I'm going through 2 pounds a week.
A
2
week.
pounds a week.
I believe it.
Yeah, I went through
Okay.
5 pounds in a month.
I'm only open 3 days.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I'm saying, if you're buying like in bulk, like Rio's had like the 25 pound bag. I mean, 25 pounds for which broke down to $11 a container or $11 a pound.
Yeah.
If you're doing it in bulk, that would if it comes in one big bag. I mean, I bought a while back a 50 pound bag of Redmond's real salt, but I put it in 2 small containers, 2 smaller ones, 25 and 25, and I still got that.
So
You could also get you a Cambro, get you a nice Cambro that seals up real tight.
Yep. So how much per ounce because this is $1.35 an ounce on this pepper. So how much per ounce are you saying we should be paying for this?
HEB is $10. It's like 9 something. It's like $9.98 or something. It's $10
or a pound.
For a pound. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
8 ounces
okay.
is a half a pound. 8
Okay,
ounces is a
you're
half a
right.
pound.
Right. Okay. So, yep. 2. So 67 cents an ounce is what I should be looking for.
Check this out.
Because this is 135 a pound, and you're saying this is double the cost. So that's 67 cents an ounce is what I'm looking for.
There you go. HEB sponsor Kirby's Barbecue. We want you as an official sponsor. Hit me up.
And that's honestly the cheapest that I've seen because
That's the
I get mine
cheapest
from
I've seen,
Academy,
too.
and Academy's like $10.98.
62 cents an ounce right there.
Yep, that's what I just calculated. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, this is double the price. So, okay. So, and this is the way you buy it. So you go through 2 of these a weekend.
Yeah, at least. Sometimes it's a little bit more, but usually, 2 a week.
I wonder if they ship to California. I'd have to look into that.
I don't know.
Okay, and then Fat Man, since real quick before we get in this, what is the brand of that grinder? Because I'm thinking, is it more cost effective to buy a grinder and then we can just buy peppercorns and just
Grind it. Yeah.
grind it? I mean, I don't know. You're watching TV, just little with peppercorns and watch a show or something. I don't know.
The one you have, though, doesn't go to 16 mesh.
Right. It only goes to 14.
Oh, it only goes to 14.
Yeah.
Does it say the number of mesh on there, or how do you?
Yeah.
does it say?
Yep. They got
Yeah, it's a
you got
setting.
coarse, medium, and fine, and then 14, 12, 8, and 4 level.
Got you. Okay, because everything I've seen so far doesn't even have numbers. It just has like levels of, just what I've just in the last few minutes what I've been looking for. So, got it.
This is my mom's pepper grinder, actually.
Oh shoot!
Back in the day, so
This guy is taking his mom's stuff and not taking it back, huh?
no. So I'm using most of her equipment, actually. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Sean, you still there? Or are you ready to? You're getting kind of quiet on us, man.
No, I'm just letting y'all talk, man.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
letting us do his,
We
letting us do the job.
still got
is
people online.
to show the people, man.
I see Tailgate. Put something up here. He said he freezes first. Freezes pepper. About that.
No.
No, he's probably talking about the sausage. So basically, for me, I'm gonna just take a guess at what he's asking. Though, is that with my sausage I chill it, I vacuum seal it, then I freeze it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
once I do the chill, then I'll go vacuum seal it, and then I'll freeze it.
All right, Hooks. Have a good week, man. I expect a fully branded brisket pepper seasoning for sale on your website next time you're on.
Yeah, I would buy too. If you can get us some good pricing on some pepper, I'm definitely in need right now.
I need 50 cents an ounce. 50 cents an ounce. That's what I'm
Oh
looking
damn.
Yeah, I'll buy it.
Yeah,
I'll spend a couple $100. I like buying in bulk.
William Brock says, great show tonight. We appreciate it. Walmart sells 16 mesh. Yeah, but not as cheap as the H, the E, and the B.
Yeah, 2B barbecue. What is the cost on that? Miss 16 mesh. I'll start looking now. Unless you get it back in the chat.
Guys, do we have anything else we need to address before we shut this thing down?
No, good.
And maybe I'll save mine for next week. I had some interesting challenges with my food warmer this week, and so let's save that maybe for next week. I got a game plan for this week.
Cool.
I sent you guys a private chat too.
We got you.
Yeah,
We got you.
I sent it to the group,
Okay, cool.
and
Awesome.
I'll text you, but you're gonna have to give me your.
We appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you so much. And I've got lots of videos coming out this week. They're already recorded. They're already uploaded. They're already scheduled. So you guys got lots.
Oh, look at that.
So be on the lookout for those. And obviously, we will be back next Sunday with the next live stream. Catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace. Good night.